Hello everyone, this is Princess here. I know it's been a month since I have uploaded anything. Just to summarize, life has been pretty busy. I barely have time to make videos, but I'm going to try and make some this month and for the rest of the months after that. So moving on with our event. So we will be getting another grinding event which features Divine Pandemonium, and we are getting Zidane's LD and Burst, and Y'shtola's LD and Burst is returning. And this is also going to be the start of Burst Plus and Lufenia Plus, so I'm going to touch a little bit on those as well. So starting with Zidane's LD, we have the Organics. So this will grant him the skill Solution 9. It is a 4-hit AoE Brave HP attack that re-breaks the target. It inflicts Thief's Mark on all targets for 5 turns, and it grants the effect Place to Call Home for 7 turns. And when you re-break a target, you also delete that target's turn, which is really cool. You also get a free skill use on the next turn, and this will change his HP attack into HP attack plus Solution 9. So his effect, Place to Call Home, this will raise attack, Stolen Brave Overflow, raises HP damage, and raises Brave damage on debuff targets, and it grants a free turn after breaking a target and also deleting their turn. And with HP attack plus Solution 9, it's a 2-hit Brave HP attack that will re-break the target and then delete their turn. It grants him a free skill use, it extends his buffs by 1 turn, and he has an instant turn rate, and then returns to normal after use. For his LD passives, at 1 out of 3, you will get Solution 9 Power, which just raises Brave damage. At 2 out of 3, so Place to Call Home will be extended to 7 turns, so you have it for 14 turns total. And this is also how it will also change his HP attack into HP attack plus Solution 9. And then when you use, at 3 out of 3, it adds another use to his LD, so he will have it for 4 uses. And it also raises his attack with each limit break. And then we have his burst weapon, which is called the Tower, and this will grant him the skill Grand Lethal. So it is hold on, let me zoom in a little more. It's a 2-hit AoE Brave HP attack dealt 6 times. His burst effect lasts for 10 turns, so right over here at the start. It will trigger Stole Elixir when inflicting a debuff, and then party HP is healed by 100% of Zidane's HP. Any excess is converted into Brave, and then party Brave heals by 100% of Zidane's max Brave. And for the party effect, it raises the party's Brave damage, their Stolen Brave Overflow, their Brave cap, and their HP damage. It raises HP damage on debuff targets. Remember, those similar burst effects do not stack. So then for the Burst Plus, so this is what a burst weapon looks like when you get it to Burst Plus. You get this nice little green effect on it. So for 0 out of 3 for Zidane's Burst, it will add 6 Brave hits with higher potencies and will raise Brave and HP cap. At 1 out of 3, it will add another turn during the burst phase. 2 out of 3 raises Brave damage by 20% and then raises Brave gain from max Brave by 50%. And then at 3 out of 3, it will grant the Burst Plus skill Grand Lethal. Then for his high armor, we have Zidane's Vest. So this will lower all targets' initial Brave, max Brave, attack, and defense. Okay, so going over to his calls. So when you call Zidane in for assistance, he's going to use free energy. So after using it, he will inflict defense down and Thief's Mark for 2 turns. Then for his LD call, he will use Solution 9. And the caller effect is it raises attack, Stolen Brave Overflow, and HP damage, and he will also deal weak damage for 3 turns. Okay, so moving on to Y'shtola's Burst Plus. So at 0 out of 3, Spiritual Ray will be an 8-hit AoE Magic Brave HP attack. Brave heals based on damage, and then she does another 8-hit AoE Brave HP attack, and there's a higher boost to the Brave and HP cap. So at 1 out of 3, you get an extra turn to the burst phase. At 2 out of 3, you get a +4 duration to the burst effect, so it's going to be 10 now, and it also improves the Stolen Brave Overflow effect, which is now going to be 50. And it also adds a 50% Brave gain up and 20% gain Brave Overflow, which is really nice. And then at 3 out of 3, this will unlock the Burst Plus skill for Spiritual Ray. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Lufenia for this fight. So it is going to be a Divine World of Illusions fight. We're going to be fighting Pandemonium. So similar to the other summons, it will absorb its own element, which is Wind. It is immune to Freeze, Max Brave Down, Paralyze, and HP Silence. The orb will appear when the battle starts, disappears below 80 and then reappears below 50. The orb will increase by 1 when granting a buff, or by 10 when you're deleting turns. And for the Lufenia Plus, now this is definitely one of the hardest that we've had, because one of the biggest things about it is that there is a 80% and 90% Brave HP damage reduction. Another thing is that Pandemonium will automatically use his recast at the start, and then when he's below 49%, and then below 29%. And he's also going to get this aura that will negate any Brave battery, and it makes him immune to delay. So to cancel this, you have to delete his turn. And after he uses his recast, 2 tornadoes are going to spawn afterwards, and they're just going to use group HP attacks, but they will despawn after 15 turns. And then at the end, as I mentioned, it will reduce battery and Brave HP damage near the end by 80 and then by 90%. So it's a pretty, it was pretty tough when I first did this. And it wasn't until until like I think level 90 Awakening came when I went back to do this fight. I'm kind of lazy, I'm sorry. So now I'm going to head over to Opera Omnia JP, and I'm going to showcase Zidane's Eldian Burst. Okay, so we're back in JP. So here is what the Lufenia is going to look like now. So the Lufenia and Lufenia Plus are just going to be together like this. And if you complete the Lufenia Plus, you will still get the rewards from the Lufenia. So that means you don't have to go back and do the Lufenia just to get the rewards. So anyway, here is my Zidane over here. I do have his burst on him. And over here, that's not it. Where is it? Yeah, over here is his LD passive. And then I have Y'shtola over here. I did already show off her burst before, so I'm not really going to show it off again. But I will show the burst plus at least, just to kind of show what it does, because there was one important thing that I did leave out. Alright, so Zidane's going to start off first. So right over here, you can see the overhead effect over here, Place to Call Home. Over here is Solution 9, so we're going to use this. So it deleted Pandemonium's turn right over there, as you can see. And as you can see, he now has a free skill use, and he has HP attack plus Solution 9. So we're going to do this. And just like that. Alright, so with Burst Plus, another cool thing is that you have a chance to use the Burst weapon twice. So here's what the Burst Plus looks like. So you just go straight into the burst, the finishing burst. Okay, so now we're going to demonstrate Zidane's burst. So we're just going to blitz right through this. Oh, and for anyone who's curious, the theme that's playing in the background is You're Not Alone. I'm just gonna blitz through this. Also, the icons have changed for JP, and I don't know if you can see it clearly though, but yeah, the update just recently happened because we are getting new stuff for October. Alright, so here is Grand Lethal. So he goes into trance mode, and he's got Garnet behind him, which is really cute. And there we go. So the cool thing about Burst Plus is that if you use the Burst Plus, you can essentially stack burst effects, which is can lead to some crazy team shenanigans. But just keep in mind, when you go into burst mode with someone, you can't do it with a different character. So because I use Zidane's burst, I can't use Y'shtola. So keep that in mind if you're going to be going in with more than one burst character. So that pretty much covers up everything for Zidane's LD and Burst Plus, as well as for Y'shtola. Thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know who you are going to Burst Plus first, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!